Look within. True strength comes from oneself. Miyamoto Musashi, often hailed as one of the most legendary samurai, stands as a symbol of mastery not solely due to natural talent but because of relentless discipline. His own writings reveal that this discipline was the cornerstone of his journey to greatness. Musashi's first duel took place when he was only 13, and he emerged victorious. Following this, he remained undefeated through more than 60 duels, an astonishing record that still resonates today as one of history's most notable feats. But Musashi was not just a warrior, he was also a philosopher and an artist. His life is a powerful illustration of how self-discipline can truly shape one's destiny. Without discipline, we are like ships adrift, vulnerable to the whims of distraction and instant gratification. Musashi considered self-discipline not merely a means to achieve, but a safeguard against the hardships of life. With discipline, we become resilient, ready to face whatever challenges come our way. In this video, we'll delve into Miyamoto Musashi's insights on cultivating superior self-discipline and how to apply these principles in our everyday lives. Accept everything exactly as it is. Musashi's life as a samurai was marked by unpredictability, whether facing the outcomes of duels or adapting to the impermanent nature of his lifestyle. For Musashi, acceptance wasn't passive. It was an active expression of discipline. It meant embracing each moment fully, whether it involved a dangerous duel or a quiet day spent writing. This way of thinking extends beyond the life or death decisions of a samurai. It's a principle we can apply to our daily challenges. Consider a situation where you're on your way to an important meeting, and suddenly your car breaks down. Many people's initial response might be to think, "Why is this happening to me?" or to curse their bad luck, which only leads to added frustration. Musashi's approach suggests something different. Rather than labeling the situation as bad and letting frustration take over, a disciplined person sees the situation as it is. The car has broken down and requires a solution. The focus then shifts immediately to practical steps, such as calling a tow truck or notifying those waiting for you to adapt to the circumstances. This approach closely aligns with Stoic philosophy, echoed by Epictetus's well-known quote, "We cannot choose our external circumstances, but we can always choose how we respond to them." The concept is simple yet profound. We cannot always control what happens, but we do have power over our reactions. Musashi offered a powerful perspective on how we perceive events, warning against assigning labels like good or bad to them. He argued that these labels aren't intrinsic to the events themselves, but are mental constructs we impose as observers. By cultivating a disciplined mindset, we can break free from these limiting judgments. Another important lesson is to avoid dwelling on regret. While guilt can be a useful emotion, acting as a signal that we've overstepped a boundary, regret is quite different. For example, if you've spoken harshly and hurt someone, feeling guilty is a natural and constructive response. It shows that you care about the impact of your actions, providing an opportunity for change. Many people mistakenly blur the lines between guilt and regret, but they serve distinct functions. Guilt is an emotional reaction that helps us learn and adjust our future behavior. Regret, on the other hand, is a lingering mental state that offers little benefit. It hovers over our minds, draining our mental energy and making discipline harder to maintain. Musashi did not have the luxury of indulging in regret. His focus had to remain on the present and on actions that ensured survival. This is why he emphasized having a clear, undistracted mind, something that regret would only undermine. Happiness, at its core, is an internal state. A change of scenery may offer a temporary lift in spirits, but without internal alignment and fulfillment, that happiness will soon fade, leaving us back where we started. This idea mirrors Confucius's wisdom. No matter where you go, there you are. Musashi also prepared himself for the unpredictability of life, recognizing that true resilience comes from within. When we're on a journey of self-improvement or striving for mastery, we often end up in situations we never imagined. We might find ourselves living in a different country, adapting to a new way of life, or learning to navigate unfamiliar cultures. These changes aren't just physical, they're tests of our mental and emotional resilience. Instead of focusing on where we are, Musashi encouraged us to focus on how we are. Are we adaptable, resilient, and dedicated to our goals? These traits are what truly allow us to thrive, regardless of where life leads us. The phrase "to know 10,000 things" implies that complete mastery over everything is impossible. In today's world, we're faced with an endless array of choices and career paths. It's natural to be drawn to a variety of interests, be it sports, technology, or art, often leading us to explore multiple fields. While having diverse interests can be enriching, it can also lead to what's called shiny object syndrome, where we jump from one enticing idea to the next, never fully committing. Musashi chose a different path. He dedicated himself to mastering the art of the sword. Day after day, he trained relentlessly. But what many forget is that he was also an accomplished philosopher. Musashi's approach shows that mastering one way does not mean limiting oneself to a single pursuit. Instead, it highlights the value of focus and discipline, dedicating ourselves fully to one endeavor until we've truly mastered it. By immersing ourselves deeply in one skill, we start to recognize underlying patterns, and these patterns can then be used to learn other skills more effectively. In Musashi's case, his strategy stemmed from observing the patterns in his duels, applying that insight broadly across other domains. In modern terms, this concept is similar to developing resilience through adaptability, learning to learn. Mastering one skill helps us understand how to approach others. For example, if you know how to study effectively for one exam, you'll be better equipped to study for future ones. If you learn to adapt in your workplace, you'll find it easier to tackle new challenges as they arise. But it all begins with mastering one skill first, so that, eventually, you can master many. Musashi also taught, never allow yourself to be saddened by separation. Separation isn't just about people, it also applies to our belongings. Consider your attachment to things like your car or smartphone. Would losing them feel like losing a piece of yourself? Musashi cautioned against such attachments, as they can lead to emotional bondage. The goal is to practice detachment. Appreciate what you have, but don't let it control your emotions. For Musashi, a samurai often facing life or death situations, the principle of not being saddened by separation was crucial. Separations are a natural part of life, whether losing a loved one, relocating, or taking different life paths. Never let jealousy control you. You might be wondering, what does jealousy have to do with discipline? Well, one of the biggest obstacles to discipline is the distractions we allow into our lives, and jealousy is a prime example. Picture this. You're scrolling through social media and you see someone celebrating a major success, whether it's a new career opportunity or an exciting adventure. It's natural to feel a sense of envy, but that emotion pulls you away from concentrating on your own journey. Jealousy clouds your mind, keeping you from sharpening your own abilities and striving for growth. Now, think about this. If Musashi had wasted his energy envying other warriors, would he have ever achieved legendary status? Doubtful. In his world, where survival often depended on split-second decisions and flawless execution, there simply wasn't space for petty distractions. Musashi dedicated himself to mastery, refining his craft and deepening his understanding of both his strengths and his weaknesses. Had he given in to jealousy, it would have been a complete waste of the time and energy he could otherwise spend improving himself. And just as Musashi did, you too need to guard your focus. Jealousy is a diversion you can't afford if you're serious about becoming your best self. In today's world, where social media constantly bombards us with highlights of others' lives, staying disciplined is more essential than ever. When jealousy tries to pull you off course, think of Musashi's relentless dedication to his art. Let his focus and commitment inspire you to channel that energy back into your own growth. Instead of letting envy sidetrack you, turn it into motivation to sharpen your own skills and become a master in your own right, whatever your field may be. To wrap it up, the way of the superior man teaches us that true mastery, like that of Miyamoto Musashi, comes from mastering both the outer and inner worlds. Musashi's legacy shows us the power of discipline, focus, and staying true to your own path. If you want to walk the path of a superior man, take these principles to heart and apply them to your own journey. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop a comment below to share your thoughts.